And welcome back to the Morning Line here on TVG, and a special welcome to those watching on HRTV as well. It's time to bring George Papaprodromou on the line to talk about Imperative, the defending champion of the Charlestown Classic. George, how are you today?
Hey, George.
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing great. You have to be extremely excited to have an opportunity to go for your second consecutive Charlestown Classic. Of course, Imperative's a horse that you claimed. I mean, this is a real Cinderella story for $50,000. And last year you won this race and got $1 million. Let's just go back to last year a little bit and remember that thrilling win. What was that like for you?
What can I say? It was a great feeling. I mean, winning a 1.5 race, I mean, it's, the biggest race in the country, pretty much, the third biggest race. And, like I said, it was great feeling.
And, George, I'm guessing you're not too concerned with the, 8th place finish in the Santa Anita Handicap, because you won this race last year at 26-1 off of a 7th place finish in the Santa Anita Handicap. But I thought your horse ran great. I thought Imperative was the best horse in the San Antonio. You made that middle move into that unbelievably hot pace February 8th of last year, 2 races before the Charlestown Classic. So do you have the same kind of momentum this year around it as you had last year? Because at least last year you had that huge performance in the San Antonio, not that far, not that much before the race.
Yeah. Like this year, like I said, this year, guys, I think we had two bad trips, not great of a trips we had. And like I said, the horse is doing great. I mean, he's doing fine. He's been training the same. He's acting the same. He's doing training good. It's just like I had some bad trips, I think. And, I'm just looking forward for Charlestown. I think, this is where he won. And it looks like he likes the track. And we've been here since Monday. And so far, so good.
The thing about his win in the Charlestown Classic is you think of Imperative as I do. I mean, you think of a horse who's a closer. Mm-hmm. And you win the Charlestown Classic, and the first thing you look at, the fractions were ridiculous, and Game On Dude and Moreno got involved in a speed duel, and it really helped your horse. And it did, but you were never that far out of it in that race, were you?
True, yeah. I mean, you can see him. I mean, he broke glass kind of, and then he just picked it up right away and just got on them on the second turn, and then he was right on them all the way. So, I mean, I'm just hoping to do the same race tomorrow on Saturday too. So be close to the pace and make his move on the turn.
Well, you've faced Shared Belief in 4 out of your last 6 starts now, and he's showing up there as well. So this will be the 5th time in 7 tries that you're going to try to beat Shared Belief again. You feel that you can beat him, or are you running for at least a big piece of the purse?
I mean, Shared Belief is a great horse. He's unbelievable. You guys know that. I mean, everybody knows that. It's just like I said. We won this race last year. We had to come out here, defend our title, and all that. And I just hope, last year was Game On Dude. He was unbeatable too, and we beat it. So hopefully we can beat this one too, right?
Did you have an idea going into last year's race that he would like the bull ring that they have at Charlestown, or was that just a complete gamble for $1 million? We'll take the chance that he does, and obviously he ended up loving it.
No, I wasn't sure he was going to like it or not. We just took a shot coming out here. Like, we took a shot running in the San Antonio, and he ran huge. And like I said, I always liked the horse. I always believe in this horse. He's a good horse and all that. And we took a shot and came out here. It was a small field, and we said, why not? So a good purse was great, and we got lucky.
It looks to be there's a lot of pace in this race too, right, George? I mean, Warrior of the Roses is fast. General A-Rod, obviously Moreno, back at it again.
There is a little speed out there. I mean, I hope they just, they show a little speed out there and make it more easy for us. So, and go from there. But there is a little speed in the race. Yeah.
Well, you can't be too thrilled about where you drew, and unfortunately, you're all the way on the outside, post position number 9. How are you going to handle that post?
I'm just going to tell my joke, break good and just try to get in there, make the first turn, close enough, don't go too wide first, and then go from there. And try to make the first turn nice and, don't go too wide from the first turn, and just go from there.
Yeah, you broke from the outside last year. It was a 7-horse field.
And last year, we had the outside post too last year.
Yeah, so maybe a blessing in disguise. Does Alonso Quinones, you just tell him to ride his race, or is he going to be privy as to where Shared Belief is? Is it important to follow him or get the jump on him, or do you ignore Shared Belief, or do you pay a lot of attention to him during the race?
like I said, he worked in the last 2-3 quarters at Santa Anita, and he kind of got a hold of the horse a little bit too. And we're just gonna go with the same statistics of what we did last year. Like just break good and get on his feet in the first turn, and then go from there. I don't know where Shea believes going to be sitting at. I'm pretty sure it's going to be sitting out right off the pace too. So hopefully I'll be right next to him, close to him, and kind of like and go from there. Just take off at probably the same time or whatever. Just pretty much we're going to be like close. I'm assuming. Yeah. Him being nice next to him. All the way.
Well, congratulations again on winning this race last year, George, and good luck in defending your title this year. Thanks for joining us.
Good luck, George.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thanks.
George Papaprodromou, who's there at Charlestown with Imperative now, getting him cranked up for Saturday's $1.5 million Charlestown Classic. The winner of that race, by the way, is not 60%. It's $1 million. Right. So that's a huge paycheck. And can you imagine if he does it again, a $50,000 claim that would end up earning $2 million from just 2 wins?
I had the typical horse player sob story. I've always liked Imperative. I thought he was the best horse in the San Antonio.
I want to hear
even though I bet Blingo, even though the horse who won the race for Sheriffs. I came back and played Imperative in the San Antonio handicap. He didn't run at all. I mean, he was bad. He was 7 feet and 17 and a quarter. So I figured I thought he was the best horse in the San Antonio. No one was going to beat Game On Dude that day in the big cap. So I'll play Imperative back because he ran so poorly in the big cap. I'll get a price in the Charlestown Classic and night racing on Saturday.
Forgot about it.
Involved kid. I think it's some athletic sport she was doing. Forgot about it. Came back. Looked online. $55 winner. So yeah. Pay attention to the night signals.
Now, you said when you were talking to George right there, you thought he was the best in the San Antonio.
I do.
Were you talking this year?
Oh, no, no,
no. Were you talking last year?
I was talking last year. How I thought he had a little more momentum going into last year's Charlestown Classic. Because 2 races before, he was the best horse in the San Antonio. Doesn't appear to have that same kind of momentum.
Right. This year's San Antonio wasn't as good as last year's, but
no.
He's using the same pattern, except he went to Japan this year or late last year. And that's obviously the only difference in his routine from last year. But we'll see how he does.
I know we got to go break. The other thing with shared belief is, people are hoping he doesn't like the turns that they have, the boring at Charlestown.
Maybe he doesn't.
But shared belief, this is a horse that everywhere he's gone, every service he's been on, has been no problem so far.
But he's never shipped like this before.
That's a good point.
He's never been outside
of
California.
That's true.
At 2 to 5, we'll see if he can stay at the top of his game on Saturday in the Charlestown Classic.